Ladies and gentlemen, put on your tinfoil hats because we gonna talk about a conspiracy, folks. So let's get into this. A few weeks ago, Kevin Harvick, I don't know what happened with him, but he just decided to go off. And he has been very active on Twitter as of late. And a lot of the tweets have been at NASCAR and not in a positive way. Now, there's always this saying, I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but the more you talk, sometimes it's just gonna wanna shut you up. And I feel like that's what happened in this situation. So NASCAR, they do this thing where they randomly select a certain amount of cars to go to the R&D center. And they pick Martin Truex Jr. and Kevin Harvick. I would think they were the only two cars. Now what's odd about this is that even though it's randomly selected, Kevin Harvick finished 29th, I believe, at Talladega. Don't understand why they went with him, but they penalized him and the 4 car, an L2 penalty for modifying a single source supplied part. What that means, crew chief Harvick Childers has been suspended for 4 races, has been fined $100,000, and Kevin Harvick has been docked 100 driver points and owner points. Now, what's interesting about this is that about 10 minutes before that tweet was sent out, Kevin Harvick said, "Seems strange. Interesting." And then Rodney Childress retweeted that by saying, "Shocker." All right, yep, put your tinfoil hats on. Like I said, we go into conspiracy theory time with this one. It is very interesting considering last weekend after Texas, Kevin Harvick was, my God, he was very vocal with NASCAR about officiating, scheduling, safety, all that stuff. He was going off on NASCAR, and we were very surprised that NASCAR didn't take action. In the Brian Fantz era, if you say anything about NASCAR in a negative light, bam, they fine you. They did it with Denny Hamlin when he talked negatively, if you could say that, about the Gen 6 car. I think they fined him $25,000 for what he said, even though it wasn't that bad. But in this era, post Brian Fantz era, doesn't seem like that. Very shocking that NASCAR isn't penalizing drivers, or at the very least trying to get them to shut up on Twitter. Well, I think they sort of sent a message in a different way by taking away 100 driver and owner points and suspending Childers for 4 races and fining him $100,000. I think they got the message, or I think they sent out a warning to all the other competitors. Now, again, this is a conspiracy theory. I'm not saying this is fact. But knowing NASCAR and its history, it does make you feel like that maybe, just maybe, there's something more to this. Now, it could be, you know, they probably, you know, made the spoilers, you know, shorter or something like that. I mean, I don't know, like, it's a possibility. I'm just saying. Possibility. Podcast did say the issue was the rear deck lid of the 4 car, but it is a fun little theory to think about. Considering, again, it's just odd, right? Kevin Harvick's been talking so much stuff, so much crap on NASCAR. Kevin Harvick then finishes 29th or around that area at Talladega, gets randomly selected for an R&D testing and is found out to have an issue. An issue to be worth an L2 penalty. I don't know, I'm just saying something doesn't add up, something don't add up with this. Especially when you consider the fact that Rodney Childers has publicly made statements on social media about ways to fix the next-gen car in terms of safety enhancements. Like he presented an example with the issue that Kevin Harvick had at Darlington when his car caught on fire. He presented a solution to that. The only thing I should say about this is that Denny, get ready. Hamlin and Chris Gabehart, get ready for next weekend, because y'all are next probably. But one thing I do for something like this, when there is a lot of tinfoil hats going on about the suspicious activities around this penalty, NASCAR, please tell us exactly what happened, exactly what the 4 car did that deemed an L2 penalty. Because if you don't, then everyone and their mother is going to assume that y'all did this on purpose or with intent. So please do us a favor and show us what the L2 penalty was, okay? Now, Steve Phelps, president of NASCAR, commented on the penalty and about the conspiracy things going on about this. He said on SiriusXM NASCAR Radio, quote, "I would say that's ridiculous. No one has a vendetta against Kevin Harvick or Rodney or anyone at Stewart Haas Racing. Our guys are very good. They're going to look at it and look at it again, look at it a third time to make sure there's a penalty and the penalty is right. If the 4 team thinks that's not right, they will file an appeal." Now, one thing we do know, because there was a lot of talk about maybe Kevin Harvick's 4 car had a softer rear clip. Steve Phelps said that was not what was modified on the 4 car after Talladega. Again, we need a full extensive report on what was worthy of the 4 car getting an L2 penalty. The fact that Rodney Childers just said, "shocker," I don't know, there's just something about that just makes you think, is there something more to this than just, oh, a penalty? But it is quite interesting when you consider the fact that the 3 cars that have had L2 penalties in 2022 have all been Fords. The 6 car, the 34 car, and now the 4 car. Very interesting to say the least. There's a lot of things that are very, very interesting about this penalty and the history about penalties and the circumstances surrounding Kevin Harvick and Rodney Childers. There's a lot of things that just make you go, But regardless, we have to wait and see what is the penalty. What is the penalty for before we can really start getting into that? Okay, is this a vendetta? Is this with personal intent, or did the 4 car break the rules? Because with what Rodney Childers is saying makes me think that, yeah, okay, you're just trying to get back at us or something like that. I could be interpreting that completely wrong, but regardless, it's a fun, juicy little story to talk about heading into the Charlotte Roval this weekend. But what are your thoughts on this story? Tell me in the comments section down below. But until next time, my name is Jett from MDK. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.